Well, hello, stamping friends. This is Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it is Wednesday, September 25th at 1 in the afternoon, and time for our regular card making lesson. So glad to have you here today, and I'm very interested to know where you're from and your name. And so please put that in the comments. If you're watching on Facebook, the comments are easily used. If you are watching on YouTube, you can get into the comments by either signing into your YouTube account or your Google account, and then you can use the comments there. Also, if you have any questions or feedback on the project I'm doing, please also use the comments. And if you're watching this on the replay, I do keep track of the comments even after the broadcast has been completed. So please still write in the comments, and I will watch to see who else participates and if there are any further questions. So I'm going to go ahead and add the desktop to the view here so that you can see our project today. All right. So I'm very, very excited to share this wonderful suite of products with you. I'll have to tell you, when I first looked at the catalog, I was kind of on the fence about this set, but it didn't take me long to change my mind. And then when I received it in the mail, I was so excited. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So in the beginning of our mini holiday catalog, on page 4 and 5 is a special designer series paper package. Actually, Stampin' Up! Every year decides during this time of the year to offer something where a portion of the amount paid for the product actually is donated to a good cause. And this year they've decided to donate $3 from every packet of paper that is purchased to, let's see here, children around the world to benefit the children's literacy. So I think it's a very important cause and also beautiful paper. So not only does this have the paper set, they've also made a suite of products to go along with it. And that's on page 29 in the catalog. And I'm going to show you these items on the video today because I think you get a much better look at them. But we have a stamp set, a small die set, some shaded spruce ribbon, something called druzy adhesive backed embellishments in gold and silver. And then we have the designer series paper, and it's actually 12 sheets, and there are 6 sheets that are 2-sided, and then you get 2 of each of those. Anyway, let me say hi, Kathy. Hi, Sherry. So nice to see both of you here. Let's put the catalog out of our way and look at these products right here on my desktop. So this is one page of the designer series paper. Let me kind of move this over so you can see it with the beautiful candles. And then how beautiful is this if you're a scrapbooker, or if you still want to cut this up, you could do it strategically and make beautiful cards. And then what about a little fall in the woods, birds, evergreens, and then check out these pecan pie snowflakes. And we have all kinds of examples of trees, many with the old-fashioned candles, and then gift packages, and a beautiful stripe with different greens. Another type of stripe here, and then trees. And this print we're going to actually be using today. I think this stocking is so beautiful with the greenery through it as well. And then once again, a beautiful background here for a scrapbooking project, or you could cut this and have it be very beautiful on cards. And then the last sheet has bouquets of Christmas flowers with this beautiful red ribbon. And then look at that beautiful candy stripe. Okay, so the other thing is, I like that they used a little bit different colors in here. So you're going to see the new basic beige, plus it has basic black, cherry cobbler, crushed curry, early espresso, garden green, old olive, the pecan pie, and what I really liked about this set is the red is poppy parade, and also pretty peacock and shaded spruce. So today I'm really going to focus on that poppy parade being our red choice, and then garden green. All right. So let me get my trimmer up here. And I used the designer series paper as my inspiration for this project. So I'm also using the stamp set that matches called Sentimental Wishes. And so we're going to use some of these today. This was kind of nice that there is a smaller die set, so it's more affordable. And I'm going to use 2 of those dies today, because they cut out the stamped images and some of the designer series images. And then these are the sparkly gems that are called Druzy adhesive backed embellishments, and they're in gold and silver. Very traditional, very pretty, and very sparkly. Okay, and then they had the shaded spruce ribbon. Now I'm actually going to use another ribbon that is in the retired, am I using the wrong word? In the clearance rack. And it's the red, real red, and garden green from the 2022 mini catalog. And so we're going to use the garden green today. And anyway, that's a great deal on the clearance rack. And yeah, then we have our paper. So I decided to get started with the paper. And like I read to you, all of the colors that are included in this designer series set are written on the back. And, you know, after I decide which piece of designer series paper I'm going to use, then I decide what cardstock I'm going to use. And in this case, I'm going to feature the Poppy Parade, the basic beige, which is a new color, and then garden green, probably one of the most long-standing colors in the catalog. Anyway, when I looked at this, I'm like, how can I use this paper and make the most of it? Well, after I started looking at it and measuring it, I looked at how could I get one line of these stockings with some greenery and then be able to take it to the next step and use it on my cards. So I actually found that taking a 2.5 inch cut of this actually goes right through the greenery and leaves strips of these red stockings. So I've been working with this a while, yesterday and today. So that's how I then went from this strip. I think right now I can get this out of our way. And I started cutting strips that I could use in my card. So I kind of looked at what would I want as far as lengths of this to fill in the card. So let me kind of put my ruler here and show you what I did. So if we look at this, this is a 5 1/4. So this means if I would put a card front layer, which is always 5 1/4 by 4 inches, it would go from edge to edge, or it could just go on the front of the card on its own. Then I took another one. Now this one's at 5 inches. So I could put this in the middle of 5 by 3 3/4 and have another level of card front size. So there's just a little difference there. Here, I took a much smaller piece, 3 1/4, and featured that by 2 3/4, and I can put additional layers of cardstock on there. And then I had this one, and I'm like, oh no, this is cut off. And then I had this piece that was cut off. But check this out. When I started playing with it, it perfectly will match up. And I'm actually going to cut this out. And I'm going to tape it together on the back. And wow. And I have a ribbon on there that I'm going to double die cut. So I'm using what could easily have been a scrap to make some die cuts. Okay. So that's how, when I'm looking at a piece of designer series paper with a number of images, what I do to try to make the most of it. And let me just take a minute to say hi, Patricia. Hi, Kim. Hi, Betty. So nice to see you all here. All right, let me set this off to the side. And let me go ahead and tape together this little set that I want to die cut out. And here's the good news. I'm going to use my silicone mat. And as I put this together, I'm actually going to use a little Scotch tape right on the front so that I can see it. And I don't think, let me just see if what happens if I try to line this up with the side. I actually need to make it a little off center to make it perfectly fit. But I am going to tape this from the front so that I can see that I am keeping the stocking aligned. There we go. And then I'll have that to make my die cut. And I'm actually going to have to attach it in the back so the die cut doesn't break in half. So there, I've got that ready to die cut, and then also the ribbon. So let me get the tape out of the way here. Now I'm going to get my washi tape. So as I put this on my cutting plate, I hold everything together, right? So I've got my stocking for die cutting here. And when I pull off a little piece of my washi tape, I always kind of stick it to my clothes a little bit to make it not so sticky, because I don't want to peel off any of the image, right? Okay, we've got that in place. Let me put the one to cut out the ribbon. All right. And I love these designer series paper, this set, because there's a lot you can die cut. There's a lot you can stamp and then use the dies. Just very, very versatile, no matter what your card design is. So let me just take this over here, and I'm going to roll it through my cut and emboss machine here. All right. So let's just pop the dies off of here. And then I keep this washi tape and I reuse it. It doesn't stick anymore. But there we've got that nice ribbon. I'm going to put that up by the die so it doesn't fall on the floor. And let's see the die cut that happened with us putting two things together. You can't even tell that it was two pieces. And so we've made something out of what could have been a throwaway. And where the toe of that stocking is, I'm just going to trim the tippy top of that stocking because it looks pointed. So just doing that little trim will make it seem like it was meant to be that way. Okay, so we've got our stocking. Yay, we're going to make something of it. All right, so I decided to start with my garden green, and then featuring the colors. I wanted that Poppy Parade to jump. So this is my piece. On here, I decided to go 5.5 with this one when I was working with the designer series strip. And then I just made, so from 2.5 inches across for the designer series paper, I made 3 inches across for the Poppy Parade. And so I'm going to put that together as a card front, but I'm first going to run this through my cut and emboss machine because I wanted to have a little design behind this on the front. So I took the distress tile, which I think looks very vintage to kind of keep with my theme here. And we'll open this up and we'll put just the front of this in. And then I can go by where I have my seam on here. And I can also use the, wait, this is the front of my folder where the Stampin' Up is. So I want to get that in here correctly. All right. And then I'm going to put this in the cut and emboss machine. Trying to keep that line straight. Well, at least this isn't real necessary that it has to stay straight, right? Okay, let's run that through. And this is a 3D, so I'll have to just change my sandwich on my embossing machine. And all right, so that looks much nicer, you know, having a nice pattern versus just being plain. Simple to roll through. I love having embossing folders just to add that bit of design texture to my cards. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and go ahead and crease that well. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue together my card front, which has the Poppy Parade layer. And this time I decided to keep it as high or as long as the card, however you want to say that. And then mount it on here. But before I do that, I want to add a little ribbon. So I'm going to take my garden green to match the background. And I'm going to use the secret of just cutting this and actually taping it to the back of the card front. So let's get the Scotch tape out again. And go ahead, and I'm going to actually place this right between that ribbon because I think it's pretty, and the bottom of the stocking. So I just kind of lay that in place here, grab my tape. This is so I can just make a knot as my ribbon embellishment for the front and not tie a bow because it's so low on the card. So we've got that in place. And actually, you know, I think I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So let me grab those. So I'm actually featuring this suite, which is, I believe, $68.50, because you do get a discount on the stamp set and the dies because it is a bundle. And it's going to be my product spotlight, which means I'm going to offer something free to anyone that purchases the suite for $68.50. Not only will you get the $50 bonus, which is the changing leaves 4-card tutorial, but I'm also going to do a special video class that has a box that will hold 4 cards, and also making the 4 cards will be included in the video tutorial as well. Now that is a $29.95 value, but I'm actually going to sell it for $9.95. But if you buy the suite, I'm going to give it to you as a bonus for free. And I know that I usually don't give that type of value, so a $29.95 away for free, but I am feeling festive and Christmas-like, and I feel this is a really good cause, that the donation for buying this paper, which is a part of the suite, goes to the Children's Literacy Fund. So anyway, I'm doing that as a Christmas bonus for all of you. So FYI, if you're interested. Now let's go ahead and do the sentiment for the front of this. And so I'm going to take my basic beige, and let's see, do I want to use green? Well, first, this is the part that's going to go on the inside. So I want you to know that is cut as the card insert, 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm going to, let's figure out where I'm putting something extra. You know what? Before I forget, let me go ahead and do the knot on the bottom of this. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing next here. Let's take this, and I always cut this at a little angle. I think that got a little too angled, so let me fix it. Okay, and I'm just going to tie this in a knot around the piece of ribbon that I've secured with the Scotch tape on the back of the card front. And then just pull from one side and it will stay in line. And I wanted to center that. There we go. And then this is kind of long, so now I better trim it again. There we go. That makes a nice front. And the, let's see here. This is, I want to make sure these look so close. This is the one that's going on the inside. Yep. So this is the one I'm actually going to punch out to make my sentiment for the front. So just taking a little piece of the basic beige, trying to make sure I get in the corner as much as I can so I save my paper. And then let's do the, I'm going to do poppy red for the sentiment here. And I'm going to use For Someone Special. Just going to test this. Ooh, this stamp pad is a little dry. I haven't used Poppy Parade in a while. Let's see if I can get it dark enough for stamping. If not, I can always go with garden green too, but let's just see. I don't like how dry that is. I wish I would have tested it before. So let me, I'm going to do the garden green because I don't want it to look, you know, halfway stamped. But I think it'd be very pretty in the Poppy Parade. Let me just set this off to the side here. All right. And you know, the other red that works is Cherry Cobbler. I wonder if I have that right here. Let's see. That's kind of the darker red in here. Let's try that. See if we like the way that looks. That looks kind of brown. Let's see if we like it on here or not. I think it's kind of off color, so I'm going to go with the green. So this piece of the paper doesn't go with cherry cobbler as well as some of those other ones will. Let's take our garden green and do this again. Whoops, there's my stamp. Very good. But this one's juicier and I got the edge. So let's fix that and ink it up one more time. Okay. Then just stamp right in the center here. There, that looks nice. Okay, so we've got that. Now I can put it on here plain, or I can go ahead and take a, piece of the colored cardstock we're using here and either put it on Poppy Parade or put it on the green. Let's see. I think I'm going to make it the green. So I'm going to use the 1 3/8 inch. Now this one actually might be, oh yeah, I did them in the reverse order. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the same size I used on that, and I'm just going to offset it with a circle of that color. So I'm going to kind of go like this, there. And let's glue those together. So you don't always have to put it, right around it. You can actually get something by just doing it with the shadow. Okay, so we've got our sentiment on there. And now for the inside, I'm going to actually use the garden green again. And I really like using the color of the card base for my sentiment inside cards. It just helps it to pop. And then move that aside. And now I've got these dies to work with. Ooh, that seems kind of big, but you know what? Could go on there and put that on here, or I could put one of them on the envelope. Let's go ahead and put a little glue on here. Now, if you just wanted to be signing your name in this card, you could put that stocking in here. But if you want to write anything, that will really take up a lot of room. So I'm just going to decorate this with the ribbon. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this right inside the card. Oh, I'm so glad you're going to be sending a Christmas card of what you're making, Kim. And thank you for the reminder. So I want to remind all of you that there's a card challenge from now through the end of the month. And I am actually going to be drawing from all of the people that post a picture of a card on the Plum Crazy Stamping Facebook page. I'll be drawing for packages of 10 pieces of 4 by 6 inch two-sided designer series paper as a prize. Right now I think everybody's really focusing on trying to get their Christmas cards done. But any kind of picture of any project will work. And for each picture you post, I will put you one chance into the drawing for those packs of the designer series paper. So I hope that you participate. And Kim, if you post yours, then you'll be getting at least one chance to win one of those packs of paper. All right, so here is our very vintage card. And, using the embossing folder, some of the other colors, a little bit of ribbon that actually matches, and then using a die cut in there with an inside sentiment. So that was really simple. This paper surely does the work. I don't happen to have an envelope here, but I will use this on the envelope. And it'll be a really beautiful Christmas greeting. So let's take a look here at just some other things that are going on. There's so much happening right now. I don't want you to miss anything. So, and also I want to give you a preview. During the month of October, all kits in the kit collection will have up to 30% off for the month. And so if you recall, for anybody ordering a kit from me in October, and if you've already ordered one, I will include you. I'm doing a drawing for the Haunted Home kit. And actually, I think I'll probably cut the entry for this off at mid-month, like October 15th, so that if you win, you'll have time to get the kit from me and actually put it together and use for Halloween. So I'm saying through October 15th for winning that kit, or getting chances to win that kit for every kit you purchase. But anyway, wonderful way to get ahead on your gift buying. These are perfect gifts for anyone, grandchildren, children, your friends, your mom, anybody. So just FYI, that's coming out starting the 1st of October. I have had in my weekly newsletter the opportunity to register for the free World Card Making Day event. That's going to happen from 2 to 3 Mountain Time on October 5th from Stampin' Up. And if you haven't had a chance, you can go ahead and take a scan of that QR code, and then you can register for free. Doesn't cost you anything. And once you register, they will send you some of the measurements for what they'll be working on, and you can use what they are sharing in that email, or you can use your own supplies, but you will have measurements. Okay. And this is also on my weekly email. So don't forget to register for that. And then, as I mentioned, anybody that purchases during September will get the changing leaves, and there will be, in addition, the Secret Santa video class that includes a card box and 4 cards for purchasing the Sentimental Christmas Suite. So with that being said, if you have any questions, please let me know. And you can email me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. And let's see, I think that's all that I know right now. I am working on a class that is going to be a stamp-along Christmas card class that I'm actually going to host on Zoom this next month, because once again, I'm hearing from many of you that you're working on your Christmas cards. So I want to help you with card designs and just a little motivation to maybe do that with others. That's always fun. I don't know about you, but I love crafting with others as much as I like, if not more, crafting by myself. So, all right, friends, thanks again for joining me. Happy stamping, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye now.